Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going over today's MLB main slate for today on DraftKings, the one that starts at 7 o'clock. I know there's a 2-game early slate or something like that, but I'm not going to be going over that. But anyway, before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. You can also follow me on Twitter at cpen_16, it's with 2 N's. And if you want access to this cheat sheet, pitching model, hitting model, it's got projections on there, position by position, just follow me on Twitter, shoot me a DM, and I'll be happy to send you the link for it. It's what I used to put together my cheat sheet and whatnot and some other things. So yeah, anyway, let's get into the slate. So SP1 today for me is going to be Chris Sale at 10,600. To me, he's far and away the number one pitcher on the slate. Erod excelled in this matchup, and it should be more of the same for Sale with more upside for sure. So I mean, if we just look at the pitching model here, I mean, his numbers are just insanely good from the past 2 seasons combined. I mean, 2.61 xFIP, which leads the slate. And the strikeout rate is really what we love from Chris Sale. I mean, sitting at 37%. No one else even comes close to that besides Paxton at 32. But, Sale's just far and away, especially if you do his K and walk rate together, it's a lead as well as leading the slate. So everything here is looking very good. And he's actually, when it comes to projections, he's actually my number one value on the slate at 10,600. So I'm going to be locking him in my lineups tonight, and I feel very good about that. I love Chris Sale tonight, and 30 points isn't out of the question. With Chris Sale, 40 points isn't even out of the question for him. And I think he's going to get the easy win tonight, which boosts his floor as well. Then SP2, Yu Darvish, 7,100. So it looks like the wind is going to be blowing in here. So at this price versus the Rockies team is bad on the road versus righties, I'm going to be very interested in him tonight. I mean, he has upside. We know he can be wild at times, but he's been pretty good. He's been better more than he's been bad lately, so I don't mind using him. He flashes his upside, and at 7,100, I think that's a fantastic play. And then Jimmy Nelson, 8,200. So I think the Marlins got all the runs out of them last night, so let's try Nelson here. He's gearing up for his first game back from the injured list. I don't actually mean that, but I do think it's a good matchup versus him. Now, I'm sure he's going to be limited at some point. I'm going to be trying. I'll put it in the updates. I looked for a pitch count thing, but nothing came up on Twitter, so I'm going to be looking news for pitch count. But even if he's at like 80 pitches, I mean, that should be fine. And I will say I do like other pitchers. Like I said, it's a pretty big slate of 12 games, so I can't list everybody. So I do like other pitchers, but these are the 3 I wanted to highlight and talk about. And Jimmy Nelson was good, 2 years ago? So, I mean, I think he had a 320 xFIP, and, he's pretty good. A good strikeout rate as well. He's a good pitcher. And then a catcher, Pedro Severino, 3,500. I wouldn't expect another triple dong, but he is pretty solid versus lefties, and it's a good ballpark. Now, I do like some of the Orioles as one-offs, but I'm probably not going to be stacking against Mike Minor tonight. And then Jeff Mathis, 2,100. He's dirt cheap and facing a lefty. I mean, not that that matters too much for him because he's not very good at all, but it's the platoon advantage for him. Then Omar Narvaez, 3,600. Peacock can get hit by lefties, and his prices came down, so I don't mind using him. We used to play him a lot earlier in the year, just haven't lately because his price has been a little bit crazy. Then at first base, like Matt Carpenter at 4,300. The way to attack Desclafani is with lefties. We don't have many in this lineup, so I do like singling out Carp, and I do think he'll get bumped up to first in the order, just because he's like one of the lone lefties in this lineup, and really like him a lot if he's leading off. And then Kendrys Morales, 2,800. As long as he cracks the lineup, I love the price here versus Thornton, who has a lot of hard contact to lefties, and it's his old team and ballpark, so maybe some added juice. And then Matt Olson, 3,800. So Pena struggles with lefties, and Olson has a lot of power versus righties, so it just makes a lot of sense there, and it's a good price. Then at second base, we have Mike Moustakas, 5,600. He's super expensive, but he crushes righties with the 342 ISO. And then Hanser Alberto, 3,200. Tagged him as a core play yesterday, and he did very awesome with 4 hits, and he's going to be facing another lefty, although it's a much, much better lefty, but he's still pretty good versus lefties, and his price is only at 3,200. Then Robinson Cano, I have him as a core play right now, 3,200. Just love the price and matchup versus a righty for Cano, plus he gets the prime spot in the order. So I do think it's a good matchup for him, and love the price. And then we already talked about Alberto and Matt Carpenter, and also Moustakas is eligible at third as well, but I didn't feel like just copying everyone from second base. So Travis Shaw, 2,800. He's still below 3K, and he smashed value last night. I think he had, 2 or 3 hits? I can't remember, but I think he had 10 points, so very good for 2,500, and he only went up 300 more, and he's facing a righty, so don't mind Travis Shaw. And he's got something to prove. He got sent back down to the minors. He made his adjustments, and he's going to try to be back to his old ways, and he wants to stay in that lineup. So I think he's going to have another good game. And then shortstop Elvis Andrews, 4,900. Don't play him much. I don't play him much personally because I always think he's overpriced. But he's below 5K versus a lefty, so I'm a little bit interested. Plus that bullpen is a disaster. I know the Orioles were up like, were they up like 8 or 9 last night? Then they only ended up winning by 1 in the 9th inning. So man, yeah, the bullpen's pretty bad. And then Donovan Solano, I'll be honest, I've never heard of him, but he's projected to bet second, and he's 2,900, and he's dirt cheap, a righty versus Vargas. So I'll take any righty versus Vargas, and at this price, and if he's hitting second, I'll be very interested in him. And then Xander Bogaerts, 5,600. He's too expensive for cash, but if you're gonna be stacking up the Red Sox, I'm not sure how you can leave him off your stacks. And then in the high-priced outfield, we have Hunter Pence, 5,700. He's overpriced. I'll say that, but if you're gonna be stacking the Rangers, he's probably one of the best options on the Rangers versus the lefties. He's been smashing this year, and he hits lefties very well. He's got near 300 ISO versus them. And like I've said, the bullpen is very bad. Then two of my favorite plays here in the outfield, just because of their price and matchup, Mookie Betts and JD Martinez. So they're just in a great spot tonight versus Junis, who serves up a lot of homers. So definitely like those two guys tonight. I'd have Mookie Betts as a core play today as well. And then in the mid-range outfield, Michael Brantley, 4,600. You all know he's one of my favorite players versus righties, and it's another good matchup versus Leak at a good price. And then Trey Mancini, 4,400. He's been smashing lefties this year. I know he's usually a reverse splits guy, but just got to follow the numbers, and he's been smashing them this year, and I love the park. And then Andrew Benintendi, 4,600. Just a lefty versus a home run-prone Junis. I believe he's giving up like a 268 ISO to lefties, so Benintendi's a very good play. And then in the value outfield, Shohei Ohtani, 3,800. Just going to keep playing him at this price tag versus righties. He did great last night again, and you just take advantage while you can before he starts getting up to the 4.5 range, because it's coming soon. And then Chris Davis, 3,900. Still too cheap for a guy with power, with his kind of power versus righties. Then Aaron Hicks at 4,000, just a lefty versus Thornton. I already think I went over that, but he gives up a lot of power to lefties. Actually, I don't think I went over that yet. So no, I did for Morales. Okay. And then if we go to some of the court plays, now there was like some rain in one game, but I wasn't interested in really any of the pitchers, so I'd assume the plays, so I didn't put it really in impactful weather. And then for the core plays I have right now, Chris Sale, and then two value options, and Cano and Shaw, which allows you to do pretty much whatever you want to do with your lineup. And then Mookie Betts at 4,800. I think he's underpriced, especially versus Junis. And then top stacks for me are going to be the Rangers, the Red Sox, the Brewers, specifically the lefties, but they are insanely priced, so you're probably not going to be able to play Sale. So just disclaimer there, because I know Christian Yelich is 6,000, so it's the first 6,000 bet I've seen this year, unless I missed something. Then I like the Yankees as well, and I don't really want to stack the Orioles versus Miners, so I think they're good as one-offs, but not really interested in stacking because that can go south quick. But yeah, anyway, that's all I have for the video, guys. Remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. You can also follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. That's with 2 N's. And good luck today. Oh, and also the golf video is out, so I'd recommend watching that.